Old shop floor here spread out.
Trying to get like going real bad.
Notice the neighbors over here have a damn limousine. What's going on, everybody? So what we got here, 93 GMC. Gonna be doing a little work on trying to get it running. The guy put a cam and stuff in it, and he had it running, but he said it didn't have much power, and now he's saying that it won't even start up. It's just popping back through the exhaust or something like that. So pretty sure he's probably got the timing out of whack, or maybe the rockers might be too tight, because if you put a cam in it, you obviously had to take, you know, the rockers loose and all that good stuff. If you got the rockers too tight, it'll definitely pop through the exhaust. So that might be one thing, or it might just be the timing. But I'll hook the battery back up and show y'all what it's doing. We're gonna start off by checking the timing, making sure it's seeing where it's at. We're gonna pull the valve covers off and go over all the rockers and stuff. It's old school 350, obviously. Dipsticks on the passenger side, so it'd be like a 80s model motor, old smog motor. I think they got a turbo 350 transmission in it. Putting the truck together for his kids. I think it was mainly his kids and all that was working on it. I don't know exactly what the age they are, 14, 15 years old. So I think this is just a, kind of like a father-son project deal for them. But they put the motor and stuff in it and got it all running and stuff, and then he actually bought a cam for me and put the cam in there, but something went wrong along the way of doing the cam install. So we're gonna try to figure out what the deal is and get her up and running for him. It's just an old truck, and as you can see, the dash is pretty much gone. But other than that, I mean, it's got a decent body on it though, so that counts for something. You can always put another dash or something in it. Step side. Wouldn't take much to get her looking good though. Body's pretty straight on the old girl. What we got on here? She ought to sound pretty good when we can get her running. Get the battery hooked up here and I'll show y'all what it's doing. I might have to do something with the fuel pump too, because you can see that thing's pretty dry. It don't look like it's been pumping any fuel up here for quite a while. I think this is some old gas they was using. Maybe it's still potent enough to make a little fire. Put a good little bit in there. Let's see. You can't really hear it, but all it's doing is kind of popping out the exhaust. Alright, so usually I pull number one plug out and bring it up on compression stroke by just, hold your finger over it, spin the motor over, and you can feel it blow your finger off. Then you know you're on compression number one. But since we're going to check the rockers and stuff, make sure ain't none of them too tight, I'm going to go ahead and pull the valve cover off and just roll it over until intake valve will open and close. Then the exhaust valve will open and close, and then we will be on number one. Once we pull this off and get it on number one compression stroke, then pull the cap off there, and it should be pointing at the back, between the back of the carburetor and at number one. If it's not, then we'll know timing is definitely out of whack, which I believe that's probably what the problem is. Timing. Because even if the valves is too tight, it should crank up, because it ain't popping back through the exhaust real bad, it's just a little bit. If they was too tight to even run, then it would be, you would know it. Pretty clean in there. It might be a couple too tight. Alright, now I'm gonna pull the cap off the distributor. Looks like a decently clean little motor though. Let's see if I can roll this thing over. You know how much compression she's got. Could spin it over with the starter, but I might pass it up. Which I guess I could get it close. Exhaust valve is opening. Exhaust valve closed. Now intake valve open. Intake valve starting to close. And number one will be coming up on compression stroke. Right now I'm watching for the line on the harmonic bouncer to come around. Alright, this thing ain't got no timing tab or nothing on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plug out and check with the screwdriver to make sure number one is all the way up. Yep, alright. Piston is right there. So yep, timing is definitely out of whack. This right here should be pointing, you know, within the back of the carburetor, somewhere between the back of the carburetor and number one, which it definitely is not doing. What we're gonna do to start with is I'm gonna pull the distributor out. I'm gonna reset it, which I really ain't even gotta pull it out, honestly. I could just move the wire over to where it's pointing at, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out and set it to where it should be sitting at. That way whoever works on it next time won't be confused. You can make number one whichever one you want to on the cap. All you gotta do is move the wire to where it's pointing at, but we're gonna pull the distributor out and reset it, and then we'll see what she'll do. At least he's got a stud on there for the hold down for the distributor. Makes that a lot easier. All I'm gonna do, pick this thing up, make the rotor towards the back of the carburetor, and then see, I got it pointing at the back of the carburetor. Basically, that's usually where I set them at. That way I have the most adjustment going back and forth with the distributor, because if you point it right at number one, usually what happens is you end up hitting the intake or something. You don't have much advancement if you need it. So always put them at the back of the carburetor. That way I have enough room to go back and forth in case I need to advance it or retard the timing. It's not sitting down all the way, so all we gotta do is we'll turn the motor over a little bit, and then she'll sit down in there and line up with the oil pump rod, and we'll go ahead and spin it over one more time just to make sure it's right, and then we'll put the cap back on, set the valve cover back on it, and see what she'll do. Alright. You can see it's kind of pointing towards the back of the carburetor. You can see our line right there on the harmonic bouncer, and that's usually where the timing tab would be at. Some motors have them in the middle, most of them's on the side right here. But either way, we got it's up on, yeah, it's on number one, top dead on compression stroke. Distributor and all, tighten back down. I ain't gonna worry about putting the valve cover on yet, because I still wanna go over all these rockers real good. But we're gonna at least see if it'll make some noise now. Maybe that'll be enough for something. Oh hell, you gotta hook up the battery, you idiot. Sounds like I was trying to do something now. Let me advance time a little bit, get some more gas. I'm gonna try to fill up the bowls on this rig. That way if it does crank, maybe we can get it to stay running for a second. Let's try it again now. Now at least we got it running. Just gotta, I hear the fuel pump coming on. It just ain't getting nothing up here, so I guess we might have to get some gas put in the tank and see if we can get some gas up the carburetor, and then we'll go from there. All right, we got some gas in the tank. I'm gonna turn the key on, make sure it's pumping up here. I'm gonna clean the filter out here. It's pretty dirty. Looks like it's been sitting for a minute. So we still ain't getting nothing. Alright, so no fuel is coming up here, so definitely wasn't out of gas. Old shop floor here spread out. Let's see what we got going on up under here. Alright, so Magnaflow mufflers, the X pipe. Oh yeah, this is all the stuff off my old green truck. I did the LS swap on the X pipe and stuff. I forgot he was the one that got all this stuff from me. Huh. Curious to see what it sounds like. Didn't get that from me though. But from the mufflers back, all this was on my old green truck. Everything I put on it when I done the 5.3. Yeah, this thing ain't sucking no gas up in a minute. All this stuff is bone dry. But anyway, get a longer line, stick on here, stick it down into a jug of gas, and see if this pump is even trying to do anything or not. This fuel pump might not be doing nothing. Old cheap pumps there, they don't last very long, work very good. Got some gas here, piece of line, put that on there. See the line there. This is the gas right here. The line is down in there, so if I don't pick nothing up now, then it'd be safe to say the fuel pump is probably not working. Pull this end off right here, see if it sprays anything out. I'm willing to bet no. That fuel pump is junk. Alright, so we got the old fuel pump off, and I just so happen to have another one just like it. Well, almost just like it. It's just this one here is an Elderbrock brand, and this one here is a Universal Micro electric fuel pump brand. Touch it to the battery there. So we'll see if this thing even works, and if it works, then we're gonna throw it on there. Let me get my jug, my line and all here. Get it down here somewhere. Line. Need to put that piece of junk over there. Put this hose there. We'll put this hose there. We'll point this there or somewhere, just so it ain't blowing on my phone. So that would not be good. Okay, well, I guess this piece of crap don't work either. Yeah, it ain't working. It ain't hitting on shit. It works about as good as that piece of crap, and that's not at all. I guess now we need a damn fuel pump. I see there's a manual fuel pump laying in the seat of the truck there. Well, it was actually laying in the floorboard, but I picked it up and put it in the seat. It's a brand new manual fuel pump. And this is an old school motor, so it has a spot for a manual fuel pump on it down there. Let's see. Brand new manual fuel pump. Got a return on it and everything. New gaskets, so I mean, I'm sure I got a fuel pump rod somewhere I can round up. And probably just throw this thing on there, and there won't be no need for no junk ass electric fuel pumps. That right there will be a lot more reliable, less strain on your electrical system, all that good stuff. So digging around out here trying to find a fuel pump rod, which I did find. I noticed the neighbors over here have a damn limousine down there at their house. I guess they might be about to do the redneck limo service maybe. Alright, so the problem we're having now with the fuel pump in there, these right here where the lines hook up are basically face to face with the frame rail here. As you can see, yeah, that's not gonna work. Must be why whoever bought this fuel pump didn't put it on there. Alright, so I got the fuel pump here, old one that come off my daddy's 86 right there, and as you can see, the inlet and outlet are facing different ways than on this one. See, so we need to get a fuel pump like this one here. So next day here, we got the right fuel pump this time, I do believe. Our inlets and outlets won't be pointing at the frame rail. Got the fuel pump on, got the lines cut, chopped, got that hooked up, got that one cut and chopped, got it all hooked up. Cleaned the filter out the best I could, and got all new clamps on everything, new fuel line. Only thing we ain't got is didn't have no line for to hook up the return, so I just capped it off for now. So I guess tomorrow we'll try to get some line. He said the parts store didn't have any in stock. They was going to order some, so it should be there tomorrow. So I guess tomorrow we'll get the fuel line for the return and hook it up. But for now we just got it capped off because I want to see if this thing's going to run and act right or what. So I guess all there is to do now is hook up the battery, pour some gas down this thing, and see what she's going to do. All right, fire in the hole. Such a dumbass. I'm getting so far ahead of myself, like an idiot. And I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, damn, this thing should be pumping fuel by now. I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm like, oh yeah, you didn't hook up the damn fuel line under the truck, you idiot. Give it a little bit of timing, a couple 3 degrees, and fire in the hole. Take 2. Getting ahead of myself again. I gotta slow down, take my time. I'm trying to do this too fast. I forgot I wanted to pump the gas. I wanted to let some of the gas pump into an old jug before I hooked it to the carburetor. And getting ahead of myself, so I shut her down real quick before it pumped too much in there, because it looks like it's pretty nasty. So I'm gonna pull that off. I'm gonna pour some more gas in the carburetor, fire this thing up, and let it run for a minute and pump some of that nasty old gas through the lines, let them clear up real good, and then we'll hook it back up to the carburetor. Ugh, yeah, that's not much gas though, so we still got some fuel problems going on here, because this thing's not pumping out very much fuel at all. So I pulled the fuel filter off. As you can see, it's pretty nasty. And when I pulled it off, the fuel that come out of this side was clean. The fuel that come out of this side was dirty, so that tells me that this is probably clogged up. I don't maybe it ain't pulling through that pump very good, which I've hooked them up like that before and ain't had a problem, so I don't know, but that don't mean it can't be the problem now. That's the only thing I can think that would be restricting the flow, unless that pump is just faulty. You know, just because it's a new pump don't mean the damn thing's good. Daggone parts come bad from the factory nowadays. We got a lifter, a rocker, something's happening. So what you think about this truck? You think I'm gonna be able to get it running? Think so. Got the valve cover off.
I wanted to get it like going real bad.
Yeah, we'll go try this thing out once I get her tuned up right.
I think today you'll get it running and fixed.
I don't know, the sun's starting to go down on us. I'm about to just check these rockers out and see if we got one that's loose. And then tomorrow we'll work on it some more. Might try to drive it down the road or something. Got the valve covered off. Go over these rockers. Up. Yep, I figured we probably had one that was loose. So we got
this thing goes
two so far that's loose. What, buddy?
This thing goes to run because it's hot right here.
Yeah, that's the radiator. That's what keeps the motor cool. So we got two rockers loose so far. I got all the rockers pretty good. They ain't as loose as they was, so I'm gonna throw this valve cover back on there and fire it up. Alright, let's see how she sounds now. A little bit quieter. Might be a lifter tapping. Yeah, it's gotta be a lifter tapping. I've been letting it sit here and run for a few minutes, and it's starting to quieten down a little bit now, so it must have just been a noisy lifter. It took it a while to get some oil to it. Well, now the noise is coming back as soon as I say that. Now it goes away. And then it comes back. It goes away. It must have a lifter failing or something. I just wonder why this ain't filling all the way up. I wonder if me having that return down there blocked off has anything to do with that. Alright, you think she's gonna fire up?
Yeah, I want to fire it up. This way?
Yeah, here, let me give her a couple pumps. Pump the gas a couple times. I only gotta push the key in. Alright. Oh yeah.
Told you.
Fire right up, didn't she? Yep, it's the next day. I just figured we'd do a little cold start on her, see how she fires up. Not too bad, I'd say. What you think, buddy? Fired up pretty good, huh?
Fired right up.
That's right.
We got it running now. It's definitely not run. Let's go like, it wouldn't run.
Yep. Finally got the bulb to fill up too, so we ain't gotta worry about that. I was worried we was gonna have to pull the daggum gas tank or something out, try to figure out what the deal is, but it's filling up good now. Just gotta put that return line on it down there, and I gotta put the fuel filter under the cab there that goes on the frame rail. And I'm gonna holler at the guy that owns the truck and see if he wants me to fix this lifter issue, and if so, we'll probably do that in the next video. Been fooling with my daddy's C10 a little bit. Been working on my C10, trying to get it ready to run old Hot Wheels, but still having carburetor issues. That's why we haven't raced yet, but I'm gonna get it figured out eventually. I'm just gonna go buy 2 brand new accelerator pumps, get all that adjusted out, and yeah, I reckon I'm gonna end this one off here. Y'all just let me know what y'all think about it. We'll see y'all in the next one. Later.
We also need to work on my truck.
I know, we gotta do the exhaust on your truck. I gotta get up with Hot Wheels and get some exhaust from him he's got over there. See what he's gonna want for it.
How much money he probably wants? He probably wants like $10.
That wouldn't be much. Maybe he only wants $10, huh? Well, we can get your truck running.
Do you got $10?
Papa washed it the other day. Got it looking good.
I washed it with him.
Yeah, I know.
Daddy.
What?
Do you got $10?
I might have $10. Why?
Cause if you don't, you can't Hot Wheels won't have no $10.
Yeah.